If you're looking for the biggest, most luxurious cabins on any Royal Caribbean cruise ship, well, then we're going to be talking about a suite. And today, I've got your guide about what you need to know about a suite on Royal Caribbean up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. And today we're going to talk about the suites on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship. As you may or may not know, there are 4 basic types of cabins on a cruise ship: inside, ocean view, balcony, and suites. And suites come in a variety of different categories, and they also have a variety of different amenities that come with them. And I think it's really important to talk about what this gets you if you decide to do a suite, because a lot of people look at it as an opportunity to not only splurge, but also take advantage of the many perks and benefits you get by booking one of these spacious staterooms. Now, suites come in different sizes and layouts, but the common thread among them all is that a suite is a cabin that provides the most space and the best amenities for guests on board. Royal Caribbean's suite program is not quite a ship within a ship concept that you may have seen with other cruise lines out there, but Royal Caribbean does give their guests lots of extra attention and access that other cruise ship passengers don't receive. If you decide to move up to one of the bigger suites that Royal Caribbean has, well, then you're going to find, quite frankly, palatial rooms with tons of living space. Some of these rooms even encompass 2 levels. Suites are one of the first type of cruise cabins to sell out on pretty much any sailing because of how limited they are and how many people value staying in a room that gets you all those benefits. So if you think a suite might be in your future, here's what you should know about a suite cabin, what it includes, and what you get for spending all that money. So let's start with the basics of a suite. While Royal Caribbean is not a luxury cruise line, it does offer very lavish suites on ships, especially if you try one of the biggest suites on its newer ships. The exact suite benefits depend on the type of ship you're sailing on. Essentially, there's 2 echelons of the suite program: the Royal Suite class, which is available on the Oasis, Quantum, and Icon class ships, and then there's the suites on the rest of the fleet. No matter which suite you book, you can expect to access a dedicated suite lounge, services of the suite concierge, reserved seating at the pool deck, double Crown and Anchor Society points per night of the cruise, and priority embarkation and disembarkation. Now, the exact benefits will be spelled out to you when you get on board the ship, as well as a week before the cruise in a welcome email from the suite concierge. Something else you should know about suites is they're only available with non-refundable deposits. This means that if you were to change your mind later and cancel a reservation before final payment date, you would actually lose your deposit. So let's talk about the Royal Suite class. On the Oasis, Quantum, and Icon class ships, your suite is going to offer some perks and amenities that aren't available on the other classes of ships. That's part of the program called the Royal Suite class. These amenities range from in-cabin bathrobes and name-brand toiletries to an exclusive restaurant and personal assistant on board. Some suites actually include Wi-Fi, specialty dining, tips, and a beverage package, all wrapped into your cruise fare. Royal Caribbean really wanted the Royal Suite class benefits to rival that of a suite on a land-based vacation, and that's why it's only available on the newer ships. At the top, you've got Star Class, which is not only the largest cabins on board, but also includes all the benefits the other suites have, but also the added bonus of including a drink package for everybody in the cabin, internet access, and their personalized attendant for the sailing, the Royal Genie. Each Royal Genie is shared by 3 or 4 suites, and it's a cross between the suite concierge, butler, and magic maker. They can attend to your every need on board and reserve seats at any show or restaurant without needing to plan ahead. As you probably guessed, the Star Class is not cheap. Prices are almost always in the 5 figures, and some of the incredibly large suites can actually rival the price of a new car. The people that tend to book these suites are usually well-to-do guests that want personalized service on board a ship that offers plenty to do on board. If the Star Class price tag isn't affordable, well, then you can move down to the Sky Class, which still offers plenty of great benefits. Sky Class is more in line with what you're going to find on any suite in any other Royal Caribbean cruise ship, but it also includes access to the suite's only restaurant and Coastal Kitchen. And you can think of Coastal Kitchen as a main dining room for suite guests with a rotating menu every day, and it's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The primary benefits of Sky Class is the complimentary internet access, suite lounge access, and Coastal Kitchen meals. For those that book a junior suite, well, then you'll be in C Class, which does not include Wi-Fi or access to the suite lounge or concierge, but the junior suite guests do have access to Coastal Kitchen, but only for dinner. Now, if you're staying in a suite and the rest of the fleet, so not a Quantum, Oasis, or Icon class ship, well, then you have a more standardized approach to the suite experience. Royal Caribbean opted not to expand the Royal Suite class to older ships simply because those ships wouldn't be able to include the same amount of benefits found on the newer, bigger ships. So as a result, they decided to keep the suite experience intact as it was. But don't take that to be a negative to staying in a suite on a non-Royal Suite class ship. You're still going to get a lot of cool things. And Part of the core suite experience includes double loyalty points, access to the suite lounge, services of the suite concierge, complimentary alcoholic beverages in the evening while in the suite lounge, and priority embarkation and disembarkation. But I think the best part about staying in a suite besides the room is the suite concierge, because this person is super important. Think of the concierge as guest services dedicated exclusively to suite guests. Most ships have one suite concierge, although the Oasis-class ships do have two concierge, and right around a week before your cruise, the suite concierge will email you to prepare you for the cruise and provide instructions on what to expect. The concierge can provide a lot of different things for you, including, but not limited to, especially restaurant reservations before the cruise, solving billing problems, booking shore excursions, and priority disembarkation. Now, if you're staying in a suite, it's important to quickly mention that despite the name, junior suites do not enjoy the full suite benefits. This means that no suite lounge access or concierge services. Think of a junior suite really as just a really large balcony room. They do get double points, and on Oasis or Quantum class ships, they get access to Coastal Kitchen for dinner only, but that's about it. Given that the price of your junior suite can sometimes be nominally more than a balcony room, many people book junior suites simply for the extra space or double points that it gets. So, which Royal Caribbean suite should you book? Well, depending on the Royal Caribbean ship you book, there can be quite a few suite categories to choose from, which can make the decision of which suite to book complicated. No matter which suite you consider, be sure to look at the layout and the size of the room and the balcony, as these can vary widely. So, let's talk about the best values in the suite options. If you're looking to splurge without breaking the bank, well, a junior suite can be the ticket. Junior suites may not have all the benefits that other suites have, but all that extra living space is really nice to have, especially a full-size bathtub. For couples that want to spread out a little bit more, you can often find a junior suite at a reasonable price to move up from a balcony room. But if you've never stayed in a suite before and you're saying, Matt, I want to move up to a suite, well then, I think either a grand suite or an owner's suite is going to be the right choice for you. Both grand suites and owner suites are the lowest tier of the suites that include the full suite benefits. They're usually a very large room that includes both a living space and a bedroom, and the bed is usually on one side with the sitting area on the other side with some kind of divider in between. Grand and owner suites qualify for Sky Class and the Royal Suite Class, and are otherwise full suites for the rest of the fleet. The concierge services, lounge access, and priority given to guests here are really what draws most people to booking these kinds of cabins. If you plan ahead, you can sometimes book one of these suites at a really reasonable price. Suites will always cost more, but many families find these type of suites to be affordable, especially when you factor in the extra service you get with them. Now, if you're a family that wants to spread out, if you got kids and you want to have separation from them, there's a few suites on the higher end that offer multiple bedrooms in one cabin. Royal Caribbean has a few family suites that are designed to handle 5 to 6 guests and often have 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. On the new Icon class ships, they're actually going to introduce some new family suites. They're going to be, I think, a very compelling option for families like this. On Oasis or Quantum class ships, you'll find loft suites, which are a 2-story cabin that have vaulted ceilings and floor-to-ceiling windows, and of course, Icon of the Seas will also have these types of rooms. There are many different types of loft suites. The Oasis class ships have Crown, Sky, and Royal loft suites. Quantum class ships have Sky, Grand, Owners, and Royal loft suites in order from smallest to largest. And don't forget that the Crown loft suites are eligible for Sky tier benefits, while the Royal loft, Owner's loft, Grand loft, and Sky loft all receive upgraded Star class perks. So if money is no object, well, you know what? Maybe you want the ultimate family suite. Available on the Oasis and Quantum class ships, and then it's also called on Icon class ships, the Ultimate Family Townhouse. These are giant suites designed for kids and their parents. You're going to find multiple bedrooms, in-suite slide, televisions, huge televisions, suspended chairs, Lego walls, play area, hot tub. It's like everything Royal Caribbean can put into one suite in one room. And really, these photos you're seeing here do not do it justice, but it ain't cheap. The price for one of these cabins usually starts at $30,000 for a 7-night cruise, and to be perfectly honest with all of you, it goes up from there, and you're going to probably pay much more than $30,000, but hey, you never know. Now, if you're looking for apartment-style living, you don't have really kids in tow, well then, there's going to be lots of space for you in one of the larger suites. The Royal Suite is the standard offering on pretty much all the ships in the fleet, and they feel more like an apartment than a cruise ship. That's because they range in space between 950 to almost 1,400 square feet in size. Many have a baby grand piano in the foyer, and usually there's a hot tub on the balcony. There are large bedrooms separated from the rest of the suite and enormous showers. A Royal Suite is really great for somebody that wants to spend a lot of time in their cabin and enjoy what the cabin has to offer. Many that book a Royal Suite prefer to have their meals delivered to their cabin and not really go out. I'm not saying they don't go out, but you know what I mean. And if you're on an Oasis class ship and want to have an amazing balcony, well, then you're going to want an Aqua Theater suite. Aqua Theater suites are their own type of experience because, unlike other suites, the attraction here is the views you have of the Aqua Theater below. The cabin comes in either a 1 or 2 bedroom configuration, with the 2 bedroom configuration qualifying for Star Class. But the real draws here are the views. The balcony wraps around the back half of the suite, which means you can have almost as much balcony space as you do living space inside. While at sea, you'll have views in almost every direction. And then at night, boy, you're going to love it because you have the perfect seat for the Aqua Theater performances below without the hassle of getting a suite. So I know what you're all thinking. Matt, is a Royal Caribbean suite worth it? No matter how you look at it, booking a suite is a splurge compared to booking lower categories of cruise ship cabins. Similar to how, like, if you fly first class on an airplane, it's a pleasure experience, then coach, but staying in a suite provides lots of extras that are very nice to have and access while on board. It's rare to find a suite priced so low that the investment will pay for itself, but if you're considering a suite, look at it as purely a way to get more out of your vacation because you can afford it. Whether you're celebrating a special occasion, treating your family to something nice, or you just generally prefer the nicer things in life, a suite usually delivers an upgraded experience. There are 3 benefits that I think really stand out by booking a suite. Number 1, the suite lounge, and of course the complimentary beverages that come with it. Number 2, the services of the concierge. And number 3, priority embarkation and disembarkation. While there are many more benefits that you can take advantage of, these are the core perks that nearly everybody in a suite usually takes the most advantage of during their cruise. Now, suites aren't cheap, but if you can afford one without putting a serious dent in your financial situation, it sure is a really nice way to have a vacation. And speaking of not cheap, so many people want to know if Star Class is worth the high price just so they can have a Royal Genie. When you have a Genie, you don't have to plan anything on your own. The Genie can arrange for pretty much anything you want to do on board, and it's an incredibly liberating experience. From bypassing the line for the flow rider or laser tag to catered parties in your suite to priority elevator access, you'll rarely have to wait for anything on board. Just as with other suites, the question comes down to what you can afford. You could easily take the money you'd pay for a Star Class cabin and use it to pay for 2 or even 3 sailings in a balcony cabin. But just like Rolex watches, sports cars, and first class tickets on airplanes, sometimes you just want the best there is, and there are people that are willing to pay for it. There's a cabin for just about everybody on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, so it all comes down to what your vacation budget looks like and how much you value the many perks a suite comes with. Let me know in the comments below, do you think a suite is worth it? Let me know your thoughts on what makes it worth it or not, your favorite types of suites, and if you've never stayed in a suite before, I want to know what kind of suite would you love to stay in next. I look forward to reading those comments. While you're down there, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. That way, YouTube lets you know we have a brand new video to share. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. We'll talk again real soon.